What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we are back at it with another realistic rebuild, and today we got to talk about the Minnesota Vikings. They're one of the last two teams I haven't done, so today we're going to be doing a Minnesota Vikings realistic rebuild. Let's go. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one. Of course, subscribe if you are new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. So today we have the Minnesota Vikings, and the last team that I haven't done is the Buffalo Bills, which I could do them tomorrow, but I don't know if the timing is right and if I should just not do it. So let me know down in the comment section below if I should even really be talking about the Bills right now tomorrow, because just with everything going on, obviously, if that would bother you, I totally understand. I'm not even sure I want to do it. So that's the last team I haven't done, which weirdly enough, that is just not the right time to do right now, I feel like. So let me know down in the comment section below how you feel on that. But regardless, the Minnesota Vikings, taking a look at them, Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, TJ Hawkinson, O'Neal, Ingram, Garrett Bradbury, Cleveland, Christian Darrisaw. This Vikings team is interesting because one week they're just absolutely dominant, and they just have weird weeks where they lose by a ton. They've gotten blown out when the times they have lost, it's like they've gotten blown out, it feels like. So I'm not really sure what to expect out of this Vikings roster once we do get in the playoffs, but I'm very excited to see how they can do once we get there. So we are here now, and it looks like we drew the 49ers in round one because the Madden simulation disrespected the 49ers. I don't think that's going to actually happen in real life. So we'll see what happens. Do we beat the 49ers? I don't know if it's Brock Purdy starting or Trey Lance. It's just the Madden simulation. Summoning round one, and we do lose to the 49ers in round one. Now, if the Vikings did, in fact, lose round one in real life, that obviously is not a season that you're very happy about. So the fact that we've lost round one, don't even know who you would scapegoat at that point. We're going to have to figure out what the best solution is to put this team in a better position, because going to the first round and then losing is not what Vikings fans want. It's not what the Vikings organization wants. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that allows you to choose overs or unders on your favorite players that you enjoy watching each and every day. It is available on mobile or desktop, and this is how it looks. They give you the number, and you're going to choose over or under on it. They pretty much have every sport you can imagine, whether it's soccer, NFL, NHL. They have a ton of different options. So this is how it works. You choose between 2 to 6 players, 2 being 3 times your money, all the way up to 6 players, 25 times your money. PrizePicks has just elevated my watching experience to a whole new level. So if you want to sign up, I also have some of my entries as examples here. That way you can kind of see how it works. But if you want to sign up, links in the description. Use code Crushables. They match your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Thank you, PrizePicks, for sponsoring today's video. So if that means we have to replace Kirk Cousins or something, I don't know. We got to figure it out, though, because that is not the recipe that we want. I mean, this is the best chance, I feel like, for the Vikings to go out there and do something. So if they come out flat and they lose in the round one, that is not ideal. So we have this negotiation stage to start off with. We got Dalvin Tomlinson, Patrick Peterson, Garrett Bradbury, Alexander Madison, Irv Smith, Shannon Sullivan. You got Johnson, Greg Joseph, Jonathan Bullard, Chris Boyd. So none of these guys I'm really sweating about. The only guy that I guess I'd want the most is Garrett Bradbury, just because the center free agency pool is not all that great. So if I can just get Garrett Bradbury back to stick with the team, I think it's the best thing we can do. Tomlinson, I'm not all that worried about. Peterson, I'm not that worried about. He's 33 years old, and yeah, he's great. Irv Smith, we don't really need back because obviously the TJ Hawkinson trade, you could bring back Irv Smith, but I think it'd be great for him to go to a different team to maybe get a tight end one position somewhere else. So I'm not bringing it back. So we're going into free agency with $38 million in cap space. I actually do want to look at my lineup real quick because I don't know what kind of regression Kirk Cousins got. He's down to a 79 overall, but he has star development. So I really don't think I can replace him this offseason. Maybe you can just still draft a quarterback behind him just in case if you just want a backup plan for the future. But if you take a look at the rest of what we got Lewis Steen, who will actually be healthy this year. Cameron Dantzler, who is up to star development, and then Andrew Booth, which, obviously he's a young corner that you're excited about. And then Peterson, we're not keeping around. So the team's going to look a little different here in a second, but let's go to free agency day one, and let's see where we're at. As a team, I'm actually really excited to, now that we don't have to worry about quarterbacks, I thought Kirk would go down to like a normal dev 72 overall or something like that. But 79 star development, I can work with that. I think that's fine. So our only position on the offense that I'm really looking at and being like, wow, we need something there, is maybe the right guard position or maybe another wide receiver. Although KJ Osborne is pretty solid. They have Jalen Reagor as well. Madison's going to a different team. On the defense side of the football, The linebackers are actually pretty solid. The defensive line needs some work. And the one thing we definitely know needs some work is the cornerback. The cornerback position definitely needs work. So immediately, if there's Jamel Dean in free agency, I think that's the guy the Vikings should be all over. They need a corner in the worst way possible, and he is here. He doesn't have much interest in playing for us, though, so we may not get him. Odell, yeah, you could add him to the team, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could. We'll see. Cornerback room, though, Jamel Dean, Desmond King. Like I said, this is what the Vikings need the most. So I want the best guy available, although Desmond King would be fine as well. But Jamel Dean, I mean, this is my top of my wish list. If I'm the Vikings, I want a good corner. There'll probably be even more corners in free agency, but I want a really good one. So if I get Jamel Dean to start off my free agency, that's what I want to do. But if you can't get him, you definitely got to go for whatever you can get, like Desmond King as well. Offer him a contract. You need bodies. You need bodies at the cornerback position, so I'm offering Desmond King an offer as well. And I'm not the number one offer on either of those guys because neither one of them had interest in playing for me. William Jackson's also here. He doesn't excite me all that much. You could bring him in and be happy with it. I guess I can bring him in. If we're not going to get one of those two corners, well, I don't want all three, though. So if we get all three, that's kind of a disaster. But as far as D-line is concerned, because that was also kind of a problem we had, you have Brandon Graham, you got Bryce Huff, Larian, and Joby. So somebody like that could be fine. Tomlinson, who we just had. You got Malik McDowell. So I'd like to get younger at the D tackle position, so we can maybe look at that in round 1. And they got like Samson, Yakin Ngakwe, who once upon a time played for you, so you can bring him back maybe. But he's not really a scheme fit at this point. So I think the best guy I want is like Larian and Joby, who should be a relatively cheap guy you can go for. Obviously, I got to renounce one of the offers though. On the corners I'm going for. So let's take a look at, let's try this first. So let's see if we get any one of these guys. Let's see. Don't expect any of them. Imagine we got all three. We got 2. Okay, you know what? That's fine. We got Jamel Dean, which is great. And we got William Jackson. So I actually feel pretty good about that. I didn't want all 3, but hey, we get 2. And you needed that in the worst way. So now I don't have to worry about corner all that much. So maybe we can just now focus on D-line and offensive line and build the trenches through the draft. So the only other thing, like I said, we could use Larian Joby is gone. You got like Charles here, which we can give him an offer or something like that. Just have some kind of depth on the D-line. Maybe go for him as well. And that could be our big sign, not big signing, but you get what I'm saying. And he comes here. So that's another nice signing for us. And now we got, another body on the D-line. $8 million in cap space. This team clearly in contention, obviously. We didn't really do anything on the offense. It was mainly on the defense side of the ball. And we got, an end. But obviously, I want a little bit better than that. But hey, we addressed corner in the best way we could. So I feel good about that at the very least. And then the only other thing, like I said, is getting a right guard on the offense. So let's head to the draft. Let's see what we can get here on draft night and see what picks we have available and try to draft as best as we can. So in this draft, we don't even have a second round pick, which is kind of unfortunate. But one thing I had to read off real quick because this is amazing news. Kier Elam, which I don't know if I'm even saying that name right, but that's the Buffalo Bills corner, says, "Our boy is doing better, awake and showing more signs of improvement. Thank you. Keep the prayers coming, please. All love, 3." So the awake part for me is amazing to hear. That's absolutely phenomenal. That's the news you want to get. I had to read that. So happy for Damar Hamlin. Hopefully he keeps fighting, man. But let's get into round 1, pick number 24, and let's see what we're going to get here at pick 24 on the board. Michael Mayer goes off the board for the Cowboys. We want to build in the trenches, so we're looking at right guard, or we could draft Bijan Robinson. He's always here, and I always love getting him if I need a running back, but obviously that is not what we need at all. So I want to build in the trenches. So you have like Anton Harrison here. You got wide receivers available, of course. Maybe we could trade down and pick up a second round pick. We could take Osiris Torrance here. That's exactly what we need. We do need a right guard. We also have Jervin Dexter available, though, as well in the D tackle position. Give me Jervin Dexter here. I'm going Jervin Dexter. Put him on the D line. I think that's an amazing acquisition. Maybe I should have traded down and get a second round pick and trade for a late first, maybe get a second. Yeah, that could have been the better thing to do. That's all right, though. We'll make it work. Round 3, pick 24. So we take our D lineman, and now I'm still looking at offensive line options. So you got like Zion Nelson, got Robert Scott Jr. So definitely is some options here. But go ahead and give me Tyler Steen here at Alabama. We can move him to right guard and work with him there. So welcome to the team, Tyler Steen. That is a great acquisition. And in round 4, pick 13, I'm probably looking at D-line again just to add some more depth there. But I'm feeling pretty good about how this draft has gone for us so far. So in round 4, you got Ryan Hayes still on the board, Noah Daniels, Justin Jacobs. Maybe we could take a middle linebacker because we know our depth at middle linebacker will eventually kind of come down. We also have, like I said, we can go for Don't know how to say his name, but he's a day 3 projection. You know what? Give me depth at the linebacker spot because we're not going to always have Eric Kendricks. So I'm going to take Justin Jacobs here and feel pretty good about that. And that is going to be our draft. So just like that, we walk away pretty happy. And now we can only go into the next season hoping that we end up making the playoffs again. And this time, maybe take care of business this time around. So this is the offense going into season number 2. You got Darrisaw, Cleveland, Bradbury, Steen, O'Neal, TJ Hawkinson at tight end, Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Kirk, CJ Ham, Adam Thielen, Osborne, and Jalen Reagor. On the defense side of the ball, this is what we're looking like. Got Seen, Zadarius Smith, Jordan Hicks, Eric Kendricks, DeAndre Hunter, Harrison Smith, William Jackson, Jamel Dean, Cameron Densler, Andrew Booth Jr., Jervin Dexter, Harrison Phillips, and Charles. So I'm feeling really good about this team. I think this team should be back in the playoff dance. If we're not, then obviously we're looking for a different quarterback. Not saying it'll all be on Kirk's shoulders, but this team, 100%, now or never, we got to make the playoffs. If we don't, it's not a good sign. At the end of the season, we finished 10-7 on the year, and we get to play the Washington Commanders in round 1, something I wish I saw often, but obviously my Commanders disappoint me usually every year. I don't know why I couldn't see our division standings, but hey, I don't know if we won. Actually, we did win our division because we have a home game. 10-7, Packers right behind us, so they're probably in the playoff dance as well. So I'm very excited about that. Let's go take a look at our stats, see what we looked like on both sides of the ball. Offense, mid-tier, 15th in the NFL. That's better than being like 27th or something like that, though. Defensively, so both sides of the ball kind of in the mid, which will take Kirk Cousins, 29-11, and then I guess we had a young quarterback as well. You got Dalvin Cook, 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns. You have Keen with 243 yards, 3 touchdowns. Thielen, Jefferson, Osborne, all 1,000 yards, and then TJ Hawkinson, 2 touchdowns and 732 yards. Defensively, sacks-wise, we had, let's see, we had 8 from Danielle Hunter, 7 from Harrison Phillips, 6 from Charles, which was a nice free agency signing, 4.5 from Darius, and then 2 from Dexter, 1.5, and then half from some of those guys down there. And then we had 7 interceptions from Eric Kendricks, which is amazing. 4 from Jamel Dean, 3 from Harrison Smith, 2 from Will Jack, and then 1 from Jordan Hicks, and 1 from Cameron Densler. So here we go. It is time to jump into our first playoff game going up against the Commanders. One last hurrah. Let's actually, I guess this isn't our first one. We played the 49ers earlier, but who is retiring on us? Is it Kendricks? But it feels like it might be it for Harrison Smith. All right, Kirk, why don't you come out there and play some good football then? That's what we need to hear. So let's jump in. We play the Commanders. We got to take care of business. Let's see what happens. So the Washington Commanders sign Tom Brady in free agency. I promise you that's never happening. He wouldn't even step close to this organization with how dysfunctional it is, but whatever, we got to deal with them in the playoffs in round 1. I'm a little nervous about that. They're going to go up 3-0. We got to respond with a touchdown, and we do just that. 7-10 now. Can we come out here and score again? Boom, 14-10. Okay, can we go again? There we go, 10-21. Kirk Cousins is answering the bell against his former team, 13-28. You love to see it. 13-35. There we go. I love to see it. Don't let them back in it, though. We dropped 42 on the Commanders, and I think it's safe to say we are moving on to the next round unless somehow they miraculously come back, which Tom Brady has done before, but I think they're going to run out of time. Oh, my goodness. Wait a minute. Wait just a darn second. Oh, wait. We can just kneel it out now. We're good. Never mind. We're moving on to the next round. I thought we were in shambles there for a second, but we're good. They don't get the ball back. They try to onside it, but hey, Tom made his best efforts, but not going to happen. And now we're back at home playing this time the Philadelphia Eagles, another NFC East opponent. So another time we're going to come out and take care of business. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, as you know, are very intimidating. So a little nervous for this one, but it looks like we might have got a turnover to start things off from Eric Kendricks, which that would be like his 8th interception of the year, which you love to see. 10-0, and the Eagles finally get a field goal, but we're up 17-3. We're off and running already. They easily could come back in, but we score again, 10-24. We all know the last time the Eagles and the Vikings played, which was in real life, like very early in the season. Kirk had one of his games where he just doesn't show up, but this time he is. But hey, we are once again just allowing teams to kind of getting back in the game, but it's looking like we beat them, and just like that, we're headed to the NFC Championship. It's probably going to be going up against the Dallas Cowboys, though. So we're going to be going for another NFC East opponent, I imagine. Unless if it's like Carolina or something random like that. I'm going to bet it's one of those two teams right there. And what do you know? Another NFC East opponent. I said it'd be the Cowboys because that's usually how it is. So let's even come out here and be the Cowboys and move on to the Super Bowl. It's going to be tough. We all know how it goes when you play the Dallas Cowboys in a simulation. It just doesn't usually go your way. 7-0, though. They start off 7-0. We respond, though. Touchdown. They respond immediately. We got to respond again. We do just that. So we're in it with them and get good field position here. Do nothing with it, though. They take a field goal lead. A score before half would be great. Tie ball game. Good field position again, and this time we take advantage of it. 24-17. They get a field goal, and we're going to score 31-20. So Kirk, good field position again. Defense is getting turnovers. 38-27 though. 41-27, and good field position again. Wow. Dak Prescott is in full effect, just turning the ball over a lot, and I think that's going to be all she wrote. Boom, just like that. 48-41. It took that much to win, but you know what? All that matters is we beat the Cowboys, and it looks like we're going to go play the Bengals in the Super Bowl. So we made it to the Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins as our quarterback. Let's go. Before we jump into the Super Bowl, I just have to say this, man. This is just 3 amazing updates we've gotten. Like I said earlier, Damar Hamlin is awake. Apparently, he's been somewhat responsive. He opened his eyes, and he's been gripping his hands of those close to him. That is just all amazing things you love to hear about the whole Damar Hamlin situation. Absolutely amazing. You love to see it, man. So I'm so glad things are going in the right direction right now. Let's just continue to hope and pray they continue to go that route, man. Amazing to hear. But can we come out here and beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl? Let's go, man. Come on. We just beat the Cowboys. We can beat anybody. Let's go. We get the ball, start things off. 7-0 look beautiful. And we do just 3-0. I'll take it. 3-7. They score immediately. Get interception from Jordan Hicks, but we do nothing with it. What are we doing? There we go. 10-14. Bengals going to respond 21-10, and then we come out here just to lose in the Super Bowl. 13-28. Wait, we get good field position. We're not done just yet. We're not dead. We're not dead. 20-35. We got a score here, and we do just that. 27-35. Okay. Good field position. There we go. 35-35. Good field position again. It's turned around for us. Good field position again. What is our defense doing? It is just getting turnover after turnover, and we have won the game. It looked all bad there, but just like that, we have won the Super Bowl with the Vikings. I don't know what this defense was doing, but they were getting us good field position in that Cowboys game and in this one as well. The 2 most important games of the season. That is a beautiful way to end the video. Love to see it. We got great news on Damar Hamlin, and we also just won the Super Bowl, which the two don't correlate at all. Obviously, one is way more important than the other. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.